This is Providence Television International, the toast of today's television viewers. Don't be left out.
A wonderful morning to you and welcome to yet another edition of the newspaper analysis segment on the morning drive on Providence Television International. My name is Ugbebo Ikekwa, and with me in the studio I have Dr. Emmanuel Egariva. You're welcome to the studio.
Yes, as usual, I want to say thank you very much. And thank God it's Friday, we're here again. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. But I just, quickly before we go into the newspapers, I just want to read out some viewers' comments. We're beginning to have them in torrents, but we'll break them into bits. Clearly, they show that we are reaching for great heights. Thank God for everything. I'm grateful to the Almighty. The Providence Television is truly the game changer. And we're going to talk about viewers' comments now. We have about 5 today. One, it's Jude Okonra. He wrote in from Barcelona in Spain. Providence Television is truly the game changer. Your analysis on every subject is superb. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much, Jude. Thank you very much. We can't thank you enough, really, from Barcelona. And the second one there will be from Franklin Ebodare. Apparently that's from Edo State, but he's based in Berlin, Germany. More grace, more achievements. God bless Providence Television International. Thank you very much, Franklin. From Franklin, we're moving to Joseph Olorunfemi. He's here in Nigeria. He's based in Abuja. I can't do without Providence Television International. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. And thank you too, Joseph. God bless you. We have the number 4 there. I think this is coming from a lady, Josephine Eruaga, in Copenhagen, Denmark. That's in Europe. Thanks a million, Dr. Emmanuel Egariva. I appreciate your creativity and professionalism. God bless you and all your staff. Yes, all our staff, that's good. Kind of you just read. Now, the last for this morning, Maxwell Adeleye from Seattle, Washington, back in the U.S. I love Providence Television International so much. May God Almighty continue to bless the station. Keep winning. Yes, we'll keep winning. We'll keep reaching for great heights. And that's it for that segment. Back to you for the continuation.
And as the game changer, we'll continue to live up to that slogan. Straight away to the newspaper analysis. We'll be starting with Business Day newspapers, where we have a screaming header there. Nigeria's economy riding on 3 deflated tires. This is coming from the World Bank. Says productive jobs key to poverty reduction. Another rider to that effect, federal government stabilizing economy. Naira, says Wale Edun, that is the Minister for Finance. But we would also tie this story to the Daily Independent newspapers, where we have reversing federal government's economic reforms will spell doom for Nigeria. It is still from the World Bank. And so it brings us to this question. The World Bank blowing hot and cold. What's your take on this?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised because they are speaking from both sides of the cheeks, and I think that is not good enough. Okay? But look at the headlines of, was it Business Day or something?
Yeah, Business Day.
Business Day. The same World Bank is saying that the economy is on 3 deflated tires, not on 3 tires. Yes, I think they carefully chose the words. On 3 deflated tires. That means there's total immobility. That's what it means. If you have 3 tires, you can move a little.
Move a little, exactly.
But with 3 deflated tires, there's stagnation. And that's very problematic. But I think that, on the other hand, we must look at the reality on the ground as to as against what the World Bank is saying, and what our officials are also telling us.
Exactly.
Okay? We have a situation on our hand where the official figures reeled out by the government are not in sync with the reality on the ground. And for how long are we going to be living with this? I think that's the ultimate question we must ask ourselves. And I think also that that's the question that the government must strive to answer.
Okay.
As long as we are living in penury, as long as there are many more people now in the poverty web, I do not think that the reforms are working, quite frankly. I do not think so. Because it's 18 months down the road, a year and a half down the road. If any economy is going to work, 1 year, a year and a half will just be enough. for any economy to pick up.
All right, still on that story, says productive. That is on the front page of the Business Day. The World Bank is also saying productive jobs key to poverty reduction. Is that an enabling environment for these productive jobs?
No, we're talking about production.
Hmm.
It's the production sector that moves the nation forward. Production means, well, manufacturing and all of that. Industries, companies producing things, they are closing up. You know that. Everybody knows that. They are closing up apparently because the foreign exchange issue and because of the energy crisis, which is very acute. So I don't know where they are getting their figures from, quite frankly. Because you see, you must juxtapose. When government is talking, we're in a position to juxtapose what they are saying and what is on the ground. And there seems to be a big gulf, which is widening every day, by the way. It's widening every day, and many people are being captured within the poverty web on a daily basis. So I really, sometimes it's astonishing why they are talking this way. But let's wait, let's watch. We are going into, actually, this is the fourth quarter of the year.
Yes.
What's the report card like? Yeah, it's the fourth quarter of the year, the final quarter of the year, for example. Nobody is telling us what the figures are saying. The statistics, what are they saying about our gains and our losses? Nobody is talking about that.
Well, talking about statistics, Nigerians are beginning to complain seriously about the utterances from the Minister of Finance, Wole Edun, and Cardoso, the CBN governor. And we have this federal government stabilizing economy, Naira, says Wole Edun. And so, is this a case of exaggerated public relations?
I think those opinions are they are personal opinions to them. They are not based on facts. Because, look at it. Only yesterday we talked about 1,700. Yes, the exchange rate.
Exactly.
1,700. They are not talking about that. Nobody is talking about that. And yeah, that's the basis for economic growth. The situation is such that before Christmas, it might hit 2,000 naira. I mean, that's the prediction of so many people.
Yes.
Usually it does anyway. It rises before Christmas. So what are they going to be saying? These two people, I think they are not helping the presidency. Yes. The Minister of Finance and the Governor of Central Bank.
Yes.
You know, these are not jobs for the boys. We have often said that, and a lot of Nigerians have said that these are not jobs. And by the way, let me say this. The president is far away now, somewhere in Europe. And the thing that we have been told by Nonuga is that he's going to work on the cabinet reshuffle. And people are saying that these two officers must be top on the bill.
Exactly.
Yes, the minister and then the governor of Central Bank, they must be on top of the bill. I mean, we're talking about inflation on a daily basis, which is the organization that controls it, the Central Bank. And yet, they are really not figures that, they're more like phantom figures. So where do we go from here? Nobody knows.
Okay, well, coming from the front page of the Nigerian Observer, this statement is coming from the United Nations. Over 1 billion people in acute poverty worldwide. And then India, Pakistan, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Democratic Republic of Congo account for nearly half of these people living in poverty worldwide.
That's coming from the United Nations,
yes.
And you can't fault them. Usually you can't fault them. Over 1 billion, okay? Why must Nigeria be there?
Exactly. That's the question.
That's the question. Why must Nigeria be there with all the resources that God has given us on a platter of gold? Why must we be there?
One-time giant of Africa.
Yes. One time the biggest economy in Africa. We are number 4 now.
Yes.
Yes. We've gone down to number 4, and we are still sliding. Okay. So, and it's an issue of governance and leadership. Nigeria ought not to be there. I can tell you, because we have everything. We have the population. India has it, but I'm surprised that India is there. We have the population. We have the brains. Yes, we have the brains in this country. Let us put these brains together to work things out. And then, of course, we have the issue of sleaze. Many people are just living fat on the sweat of the people. Now, the irony really is that while people are going down into poverty, some people are going up. Yes, and you cannot expect them to move out of their cocoon, for instance, otherwise it will be class suicide. All right, so we need to re-engineer the economy of this country. We really, truly need to re-engineer the economy of this country if we are ever to move out of that web. Yes.
All right. Talking about re-engineering, on the front page of the Daily Sun, Bauchi Governor Knox Tinubu says president's reforms are not working, warns of possible attack on political leaders.
On possible attack?
Warns of possible attack on
political leaders?
Yes.
Some people have been talking about this. That's my fear. Even the House of Reps, you remember they said it yesterday. They've been talking about it silently, quietly. And the thing is simmering. Now, that's the governor of a state.
Yes.
Talking about this. Undume is talking about it, even on a daily basis. Yes. Vital sectors of the economy are going down. And the people are getting restive. They are getting restive. That's my fear as a Nigerian. Not just as a media person, but as a Nigerian, I'm getting really worried. Because you see, the danger in it is you push the people to a wall, and then suddenly, they want to take it back. Yes. And who are the people? The people up there who are... I mean, you heard what the Senate President has been saying. Yes. That is not good enough. For this kind of configuration. It's not good enough. You see, because the people are watching. Out there, they are watching very keenly. All right. All sectors of our population, they are watching very keenly, with the exclusion of the people who are in the elite group. So we must be very careful. That's what the governor of Bauchi is saying.
Exactly.
He may not be talking as a politician. Maybe he's talking as a Nigerian, right? And as a citizen of this country. Let us remove the veil that is covering the eyes of our political elite groups. Okay? Let us remove the veil and let us see. Let them see through without any encumbrance. That's what I am praying for. That it should come. Look, 2 days ago I said it, that look, leadership demands that people up there must come down to interface with the people, with Nigerians. Nobody is interfacing with Nigerians to know their pains. It's not enough to write something as a press release. Oh, we are empathizing with you and all that. Let the leaders come out and interface. Let them go around the country and see the faces of Nigerians wrapped up in agony and pain and misery. That's what we are going through in this country. And the earlier it is for them, the better. I'm happy now that one of the governors is talking. Very soon others will follow. Yes, that's the true position.
Well, complaints everywhere. You talked about going down to filling stations, buses and all that, and what the people say.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Let them go incognito to marketplaces, incognito to filling stations. They will hear what Nigerians are saying, fearlessly. They will hear what Nigerians are saying. And these comments come across political divides anyway, whether you're APC or PCP or PRP or whatever. They are all saying the same thing. Nigerians are in pain. They are in agony. And what even pains them more is that they are saying the lifestyle of our leaders, and they are not particularly happy. That's an index of jaundiced relationship. Jaundiced relationship between the leadership and the followers.
All right, we'll move to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, where we have the first story that we're taking there. JAMB allows universities to admit 16-year-old candidates till August 2025.
So what happens thereafter?
No more admissions for those below 18.
I mean, we are very funny in this country. We're really very... Policy somersaults. That's what we're experiencing in this country. And we have said it on this program a long time ago. That, look, why should you discourage... There are young people who are big at 16. They are big. You know, they're intelligent, very smart. They go into the university at 16. And at about maybe 2021. Yes, barring ASU interventions. They come out. And that's the age where you capture them, 2021. 2021. If you go to China, Singapore, and some of these Asian countries, you will get to know what this means. At 2021, you have already captured them in readiness for national development. Now we are talking about 18. And the irony of it all is that there are some grown-ups, about 25, 26, who do not have the intellect. Let us not base this thing on age. Let us base it on this intellect. You are depriving a child who is brilliant, bright, and from a good home. You are depriving that child at 16. My last child, the boy, graduated at 20. Yes, at 20. Today he stands firm. That's a long time ago. He stands firm. He's big, you know. But you see, This is not good for our national development. I don't know where this policy is coming from. I don't even know whoever suggested it. I do not know. Because it seems to me we are not ready. We are not really, truly ready for national development. That's when you catch them. Their brains are fertile at that point in time. All the antennas are spreading at 2021, 22. That's when you really catch them. Preparatory for national development. Now we are saying no, until they reach the age of Methuselah, they cannot go into the university. What kind of thing is that? We are not ready in this country. We are not.
Well, we'll look at the next issue on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Many injured as compressed natural gas explodes in Edo. Presidential CNG initiative blames explosion on illegally modified vehicle tanks.
I saw that picture yesterday. I saw it on social media. The first question I asked myself is, all those vehicles in Abuja, in the presidency, are they on CNG?
Okay.
No, are they running on gas? They are not running on, I'm not too sure they are running on gas. So we must live by example. If, for instance, the fleet of cars runs on gas, then we'll know that they are serious. Okay? It's just simple escapism.
Okay.
Yeah, from what we are going through economically. Simple escapism. It's and of course, that thing is quite volatile.
Exactly.
We talked about petrol tanker explosion yesterday. Same gas. I mean, that's liquid gas anyway. Now you are talking about another gaseous substance in cars.
Yes.
I do not think that's the best thing we need for now. That one has started. Now they want to blame it on the locally manufactured tanks or whatever it is. That's neither here nor there. Even the original thing they are talking about, how accessible is it?
Okay.
But I'm saying that the presidency, the governors, everybody on top must use this so that we know that they are serious. Okay?
All right. We'll move to the front page of the Daily Independent newspapers, where we have Nigeria records 14,237 cholera cases across 35 states, the Federal Capital Territory, and 378 deaths. The NCDC warns of cholera, Lassa fever surge, and Marburg virus threat. Another writer to that effect attributes recent spike in cholera to heavy rainfall and flooding.
I said it before. I'm not a prophet of doom. I said, you remember, that these floods will lead to epidemics. Yes. And that's exactly what we are seeing now. Because, you see, there's no control. And so the floods, water must find its level anyway. The floods have now created health hazards. Cholera. Almost 1,000 have died from this epidemic, from the reports we saw in the newspaper. So, but I think there is a big challenge for the Ministry of Health, particularly at the federal level. There must be a deliberate solution to this.
Okay.
One of the solutions is to be able to create a safe haven for the victims, for instance. We did it with COVID. Yes, we did it with COVID. This one has become another very serious health challenge. We must create safe havens for the people who have not turned out to be victims of this epidemic around the states. Money is voted for all these things on a yearly basis. For emergencies like this, obviously this has become an emergency, all right? Lassa fever has reared its ugly head again. We thought it was over a few years ago, but now it's coming up again, all right? So there's a major health challenge in this country. And I think that the earlier our leaders address it, the better. It's not enough to jump on a plane and go to Dubai or somewhere just for a simple headache. What of more serious issues, all right? There must be an intervention by way of collaboration with the WHO. Right. They should be interested in this because cholera spreads like wildfire. Even Lassa fever. These are killer diseases, particularly among young people, children. Yes. It kills. Cholera kills within a few hours because you are totally, you stool constantly and you vomit. Those are the major symptoms. Yes. And for children, they are so vulnerable. Once it's not tackled within 1-2 hours, they are gone. Yes, that's what it is.
Well. We'll keep on committing so many things to, on the first hand, I would say to God, and then the leaders, a wonderful viewpoint from the leaders to see how things can actually change in Nigeria. On this note, I want to say thank you so much for joining us on the program. The next program comes up soon. Don't go away.